Jacob,
What?
you know that Pepsi changed their logo?
I know.
They changed it back in like March, but it's finally hitting store shelves. And you know what?
First Kraft mac and cheese.
First Kraft mac and cheese. I really thought you were gonna say first crack cocaine.
Changes their logo.
Changed their logo. First heroin. Next it's crack.
Next, it's Pepsi.
Finally, it's Pepsi. I think we could actually get sued by the Pepsi company for saying that.
Pepsi does not have crack cocaine in it.
Pepsi does not have crack cocaine in it.
And this episode is actually spot now.
That would be funny, because then we could say that. Then we could talk about Coca-Cola's regular recipe. I mean, original. I mean, it's not their recipe anymore.
Except for in Mexico.
That was risky.
Coca-Cola Company?
Coca-Cola Company.
Don't kill us.
You know, actually,
I'm a really good swimmer.
Coke and Pepsi. Either one of you want to sponsor us? We'd be down.
We won't talk about you having.
Do a little taste test. We won't even mention that there used to be cocaine in your product, Coca-Cola, and Pepsi. I'm sure you had something weird going on with yours too. So it's just way less funny because it's not still in your product title.
Luke, I think it's for our first sequel.
It's our first episode sequel that isn't for a Theological Thursday. You know what we're talking about today.
I think we're now cool with the kids again.
That was actually pretty funny. But yeah, we're hip and jive. We're down with the youth.
We're dripping out.
What's that funny way to say youth? It's like the Utes, right?
Yeah.
We down with the Utes.
We're down with the greasers.
Yeah, we reel in with those youngsters.
The
not the socials, just the greasers.
Just the greasers, because we're. If you guys didn't get that book reference, then you're uncultured. Maybe actually movie reference too, because it's also.
That's true. It is a movie. Yeah, if you're not over here with all these Nerf guns and
Fortnite,
cool with the Fortnite and the what's that new one they're playing? The Valorant or
Valorant,
Valvoline motor oil and
Starfield.
Hey, if Valvoline motor oil wants to
sponsor
us,
we won't say you have crack cocaine.
We will not say you have crack cocaine in your product.
Man, this recorder is wild.
I know. Munch, munch.
Crunch, crunch.
Welcome to
another bonus fight
with Luke
and Jacob.
Man, we waited a long time for that intro. And you know what? You're going to have to wait even longer before you hear that intro again, because you know what's coming out next week, Jacob?
Our next podcast episode.
Our next big show episode.
We might have a secret on the way.
We might have some very interesting stuff going on for that next one, but no sneak peeks coming yet. Actually, if you want a sneak peek for the episode, go to the Patreon, except I don't actually think there'll be a sneak peek for that episode. But for future sneak peeks, for future episodes, go ahead and head over to the Patreon, patreon.com/Conspiracy Consultants. You'll hear the rest.
I think it's the first time we ever did that.
No, I've done it in the middle of the show before, but it's like, it hasn't been a while.
Okay.
We're just changing up the format for this one. You know, because we're hip and we're youthful.
Yeah! So, what are you kids into these days?
Kids are on the
Jimmy Buffett's?
Yeah, R.I.P.
It's a little too soon.
A little too soon.
We're sorry, Jimmy.
R.I.P.
I went to Margaritaville. It was lovely.
Jacob did go to Margaritaville like 5 years ago.
No, actually, it was like a year. It was like last 6 months.
It was 2 weeks ago. It was
2 weeks ago.
Wait,
actually,
you were.
I was cut from the Eddie Burback and Ted Nivison video.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was at the Detroit location.
There's not a Detroit location. Is there? I thought it was Detroit Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah, well, not legally. There's not one.
Oh, so it's just a location.
It's in a residential lot.
Oh, so what I'm hearing is it's just a house that sells margaritas.
No, there actually is a sign. I was walking down my road the other day, and I saw there's this sign that says Margaritaville on it. I'm like, oh, that's the thing.
Okay, well, we got on a little bit of a tangent, but yeah. Jacob, you know what sparked our interest in making a sequel?
Yeah, because I have a story.
Jacob's got a story for you, and he's going to have to say this with as much tact as possible so that he does not get in trouble for doxing somebody.
Okay, so I have a brother. Not that I actually have two. So this is the youngest one.
Yes.
So this youngest one, he's in the K. You know, the kindergarten. I don't know if anyone calls it the K.
The Big K.
The Big K.
Just like the Kroger brand of sodas.
Yeah. So those don't taste good.
They don't. Dude, stop getting Big K Cola. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people in general. Yeah, we got the Big K. We got the what do they call that? What is the what's their off-brand Dr. Pepper, like Dr. Fizz or
Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil. No, I think that would also be copyright infringement.
No,
anyway,
that would be funny.
Anyway, back to your story about your brothers in the Big K.
So then they have show and tell. And this kid brings in for show and tell their iPhone.
Okay.
And to remind you, this kid is in kindergarten, and they have an iPhone, which can unlock any of the heroes of the internet.
So what we're learning is there are many different parenting styles.
And that one is, in my opinion, I would not do that parenting style.
I don't want to... There's no diss here. Like, seriously, I'm not... No joke. Like, this isn't part of the bit. Hey, no shade to the person who that is. And, hey, maybe the kid just borrowed the mom's phone for the day. You know, maybe it was just a little thing.
Birthday present.
Jacob, you're really making it hard to give the benefit of the doubt. You know what? Hey, if you're... No, I can't even say if you're age 6, bro. You know what? There are many different types of parenting, and some of them have a little more exploration for their children. And I think that if I was a parent, I would not make that same choice. But no shade, no diss to those parents. I think that they're doing what they think is right for their children. And you know what? In this modern changing society, you know, maybe they want their kids just to be up to date with all that technology and just really, you know.
Yeah. So Luke's here being the good cop. Now here comes bad cop right here. So hear me out. Say, theoretically, I have an interest.
Jacob, I know where this bit's going. No, maybe don't word it like that.
Let's just say, theoretically, there's this guy. Let's call him Joe. So Joe can't get in 10 miles of a school. So Joe sees that this kid theoretically has probably they might have the snappy, the Snapchat. If you guys don't know, that's what the cool kids call Snapchat.
He's down with that youth lingo.
The snappy, just like the memes.
Yep.
So if I can't get in 10 miles, if this person can't get in
good call. Let's stop referring to yourself as people on the list.
10 miles of a school, and I want to get to see.
No, stop saying I. It's gonna get clipped, Jacob.
And he wants to go see these delinquents. These little children.
I don't think you used the word delinquent correctly, but okay.
Yeah, I know. Little children.
Jacob, I think we can get your point, but maybe stop. You're really
Okay, Luke, why don't you show what my point is?
So Jacob's trying to say that there are going to be people who are criminals, and they're on the list. You know the list. And it's not the list of whose birthdays at Chuck E. Cheese this week, because they're also not allowed in Chuck E. Cheese's.
Wait, are they not allowed in Chuck E. Cheese's?
They shouldn't be.
Or what happens?
So yeah, but basically, there would definitely be way too many opportunities for that person to prey on children via a smartphone. So please, for the safety of your children, don't give your children smartphones. As
even if you just give them the phones that are like, I can call 911 on this, or and maybe call my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, in like Diary of the Wimpy Kid, where they make the joke about the kid getting like that. I read the Diary of the Wimpy Kid books.
Oh, they're classic.
Yeah. So there's this.
Wait, but Jacob, that's not hip with the Utes.
Oh yeah. So Diary of the Wimpy Kid was made by this guy called Jeff
Kinney.
Kinney? Is it?
Yeah,
Jeff
Kinney.
Kinney. I would say Clinley. I was like, no.
No. Jeff
So
Kinney.
we're all ready for the next book because he's gonna get in high school soon. And it's gonna go wild.
That's crazy. He's been in middle school since like 2004.
Yeah, he's gonna get out of there. So in these books, he gets this Bumble Bumblebee phone. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's
He gets the
classic.
Bumblebee phone, and then like he can only call his parents. I think he at some point loses the phone. But even like those phones, and they do exist in real life. Get one of those phones for your kids, so then they can like contact you in an emergency situation. That's okay with me. But if they have the access to the interwebs,
I'm gonna make another point here. If your child is, and we'll say benefit of the doubt 6, right? Because that's usually the upper age for kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
Why the heck do they need a phone?
to play Lego.com.
Like, okay. I know last time we went on a tangent about iPad kids, okay? But my goodness, an iPad kid is better than a kid with a phone.
Because an iPad can't...
I mean, an iPad's a whole lot easier to restrict than a phone.
Yeah.
Also, like...
And then get them a Nintendo Switch. They're a lot easier. I think they might be cheaper than iPhones.
Oh, they're like half the price.
Yeah. Get him a Nintendo Switch. Get him Super Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild. Great game. Tears of the Kingdom. Great game. I'm just praising Nintendo at this point. Let's think a game that'd be hip and jive with the kids.
Fortnite. Hey,
Fortnite.
You get them Fortnite on the Nintendo Switch. But seriously, what do you like? Okay, games. You can get that on the iPad or on the Nintendo Switch, right? You don't need, like, what does the phone have that the iPad's not gonna have?
I had an iPad Touch. It couldn't do anything. All I did was call and make comic books on it, and it was great. I made it the Hulk, and he talked. No, actually, it was this guy's dad. Okay, I remember that. Like, it's like vividly in my mind. So this guy's dad, he's like, "You can't be on your phone," and then he gets really angry and he turns into the Hulk and he punches his dad.
That's kind of funny. Okay, don't punch your parents. But seriously, I was about to wrap up the episode, but we've got way more to talk about.
Okay. Also, I remember this thing. So I had this app on my iPad.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was a Star Wars game, and you could like make the films. It was like called like Star Wars Filmmaker. Do you remember that?
I know that. Yeah.
And then I got deleted off the App Store. I don't know if you have. If I can download that somehow, I would, because that's like part of my childhood. I used to make like stories on that.
You can log into whatever Apple ID account you download it on, and then re-download it.
Yeah, but that's not the problem. The problem is that the app no longer exists.
No, you can usually do that, even if it's taken off the App Store.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, like that's how people get like the old Rovio games and stuff, like the Angry Bird stuff. I think that still works.
Flappy Bird.
Yeah, quote me if I'm wrong, but I think you can still do that, even if it's taken off. I don't know exactly if that works still, but I don't know. I've heard that if you use your old Apple ID, you can still sometimes get them.
Time to tell us about our childhoods.
No, we have already done too many episodes on that.
Okay.
Sorry to shut you down, Jacob. You know what? Maybe sometime we'll do a big episode or something on that. What we're learning is please don't give your kids the phone, and also don't give any hate to parents who
and don't be a stranger.
No, but seriously, let me say my little like actual thing so that I don't get sued and I don't get yelled at. Please be kind to people if you find out their kids have phones. Like young kids have phones. Like just please be polite. Maybe don't even make a suggestion unless like you're good friends with them, because like they don't really want the outside help.
Hear me out.
And if you're one of those parents that is like that, hey, I'm not throwing any hate out there. I'm just saying it is a little risky for your kids to be on the phone, as Jacob's pointed out, and maybe.
And it's fine if it's your phone.
Yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine if the kid's on your phone and you're paying attention to them. Or hey, maybe even this family will give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the kid's only allowed to use the phone when the parent's sitting right there, and it's just a one-time thing that the kid got to bring it in for show and tell. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if the parent's always right next to the kid when that's happening, then you know what? I think that'd be perfectly fine. Okay. So it'd be kind of pricey, but perfectly fine.
Okay. And also, this goes for any opinion. If someone has a different opinion than you, don't attack them.
Yeah, because that's
mean.
That's mean, and that's a crime, and that's not what the Bible tells us to do. So we will
love Jesus and read your Bibles.
Yeah, and also stay off the iPad, kids. All right. I'd like to say thank you to our Patreon supporters, Sam Shockmayev, JJ Sebastian, Josiah Keller, and Joel Webb. Please be just like them and support the show over on patreon.com/The Conspiracy Consultants.
It's the second plug of the episode.
It's the second time we plugged it during the episode, so you know it's important. And yeah, it's...
have a drippy day.
Have a drippy day. We dripped out the wazoo.
Yeah.